So can you tell me about yourself and how you came about Brangle's owner and being the therapy dog?
Yes, so I am Naomi, I'm a Salvation Army officer, which basically means I'm a church minister in the Salvation Army. When I became an officer in the Salvation Army, I've got children as well and a husband, and I knew that we wanted a family dog when we moved to Middlesbrough, and we thought it would make sense for it to be a therapy dog so we could use it as part of our ministry in the Salvation Army. So I knew that a golden retriever was a good breed to have as a therapy dog. So I went about looking for the right kind of puppy for us, and Brengle came up. So he was born in Durham, and I contacted the breeder, who grilled me and asked me a lot of questions, which was a good thing really, to make sure I was the right kind of person, home enough, that kind of thing. And 8 weeks old we got Brengle, and he was huge.
Did it take a lot of training for him to become where he is now?
Yes, huge amounts. I have cried and cried over this dog and all the training malfunctions that we've had. In the rules kind of for being a therapy dog, they have to be at least 9 months old, and Brengle wasn't even close to ready at 9 months old. And so in my head I wanted him ready at 9 months, wasn't even vaguely close, because he was just wild. He used to pull, and he could pull people off their feet to the ground on the lead, and it was just horrific. And I'd come home from walks and I would just sob and say, he's never going to be a therapy dog. But when he reached 18 months he was a lot better. We went to puppy classes for months and months really, just to get him used to being around other people, being around dogs, not pulling on the lead, being obedient to me, because that's one of the biggest things, is for him just to respond to what I'm telling him to do. So yeah, a lot of training and a lot of heartache.
Do you think Brengle knows the positive difference he makes to people?
I don't think he has a clue. I really don't think he knows anything at all. I think for him it's just natural to want a cuddle. He can be quite independent as well. When he's had enough of having a cuddle from someone, he will quite happily sit with their back to them and go, yeah, I've had enough now. And I think I don't think he realises the joy he brings, but I think that's one of the beauties of dogs, that everything's unconditional. They just do it regardless. He doesn't have bad moods, he just gets on with it and just loves people. So yeah, I think he is special and doesn't even realise.
What is a typical day for Brengle when he isn't working?
Oh, a typical day. So we don't have a massive routine other than the school run in the morning. So he always comes on the school run, and we have quite a long walk on the school run, which is great. So we walk about an hour every morning. That'll involve going into a big field and then having a run around, him eating a lot of grass. It's like taking a horse for a walk. So we do that. Then generally speaking he comes to work with me. So he comes into the Salvation Army, and he greets people that come in, which isn't a lot of people during COVID, but he gets fed a lot of treats with the volunteers. He puts on an awful lot of weight because of the volunteers. And he sleeps a lot, so he sleeps an awful lot, but generally speaking wherever I go he goes, so he's pretty much always with me. But yeah, loves his walks, loves a walk to the beach especially, but they're just kind of special treats every so often.
Let's wait till this car gets back. It's not something you really expect from a park.
No, I don't.
Yeah, the recording's alright. I just didn't want that affecting it.
Oh
so,
yeah, good one.
Is Brengle like your best friend if you're having a bad day when he come over, or you come to him for comfort?
Absolutely. I think living with a therapy dog is a wonderful thing. Living with any dog, I think, really, all dogs are therapy dogs ultimately. So yes, if I've had a rough day, there's nothing better than just lying and cuddling with him. My children especially, I really benefit from that. I've got 3 kids, and the youngest one's 10, and often if she can get herself quite wound up and angry, and just cuddling Brengle, you just see her simmering down. And so yeah, it makes a big difference to everyone in the family really.
What is your advice for people who are thinking of maybe getting an animal, or like a therapy animal?
Okay, so anyone getting an animal, think very carefully before you do. Sadly, COVID, people have all been home, haven't they? And a lot of people, I think, have got pets when they're forgetting that life will return to a new normal. So I think it's really important not thinking about what the past year has been, but instead thinking, what will your life look like in 2 years' But I think it's really important that you are able to look after a dog, you're able to be around for a dog, that you can afford a dog because they're not cheap. So they've got to be a bit of a priority in your life really, and you've got to remember that things can go wrong with them. But my advice would be, if you can get one, then absolutely do if it's what you want to do, because I just love having a dog. And therapy dog wise, I think it's so rewarding. I think it's a brilliant thing to do. You get to meet new people, you get to strike up great friendships with people, you get to find out things about people that they would have never told you if the dog hadn't been there. And that's even when you're on a dog walk and things, and folk just chat to you and you make new friends and you know their dog's name and not their name. But yeah, for someone wanting to start therapy dog stuff, I think getting a dog that's got a good temperament on it, something like a golden retriever is perfect. Training them really well from being a puppy, and just sticking with it, and yeah, just working hard with it and finding the right places to go to, and getting involved with an organisation that can put you through all the tests and things. And it's easy enough to do because they want to have people, but it takes a lot of discipline too.
Yep, that's it. That's it. Yeah.